Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll do a brief review of first half of Dino Fury Season 2. Today, 3rd March, the first 11 episodes of Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2 were released on Netflix. Now, talking about all the episodes, Episode 1. Episode 1 was really great. It picks up sometime after the finale of Season 1. Void Knight is presumed to be dead but is later revealed to be alive. The intro fight in this episode was really great, and it was original too. The evil crew steals the fix-it key and uses it to repair Void Knight's armor. My favorite part of this episode were the dialogue, the Void Knight helmet on the screen that pops up, and definitely the fights, camera angles, and everything. In episode 2, we see Wreckmate's return. He uses a potion that Slicer made to become stronger. In this episode, we see the debut of two Power Rangers exclusive gears, the Dino bike and the Dino chucks. The Dino chucks were the nunchucks that the team gifted to Zato, but they were unstable and were destroyed later in the episode. The Dino bike is really good and it had multiple appearances all across the season. We see Zato and Aeon access the legendary Power Rangers database to think of new weapons they can build to fight Wreckmate. We see stock footage of Wild Force, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, SPD and Ninja Steel. I also like the way they used legendary database as well, and the camera angles were more phenomenal. In 3, we are introduced to a new member of Void Knight's crew, Oculo. He has many eyes and has the power of X-ray vision. This episode mainly revolves around the crew hunting for Sporix and Slither using a mysterious device to erase the memory of the Rangers to make them forget their fights. We see the Dino bike in action in this episode too. This episode had a lot of reused Sentai footage, but Hasbro is doing a great job at hiding that fact. This episode was fun because the jokes about the memory loss were really good. I enjoyed this episode throughout. Episode 4 marks the debut of the cute baby Patchy Zord, Mother Patchy Zord, Smash Dino Key, Dino Fury Megazord, Smash Formation, and the rise of Centaura. In this episode, we get to see the end of Oculus and Void Knight completely charging his machine. In this episode, we also got to see the Rangers training, and that was shot perfect. I actually enjoyed that scene the most. This episode also had some great slapstick comedy and the cute moments between the Rangers and the baby Patchy Zord. I'm really impressed with Hasbro. Talking about episode 5 was basically a filler episode. In this episode, we got to see some cute moments between Izzy and Fern and a cool mother-daughter bonding thing as well. We also got to know that Void Knight's real name is Tarek. We saw Centaura's interest developing in destroying Earth and harming humans, and Void Knight being not interested in this business. Basically, Void Knight wants to just leave Earth and live peacefully with Centaura. Void Knight never had a mission to destroy humans or harm anyone. Meanwhile, Void Knight is also planning to create a Zord jamming machine to distract the Rangers and fly away. I really liked how Hasbro is trying to connect with the teenagers by showing diversity and the way they are focusing on minor details as well. This episode marks the debut of Void Queen, Freeze Dino Key, Terra Freeze Zord, Void Knight deploying the Zord Jammer machine, and return of Doom Snake. This episode had a lot of original footage. We got to see father-son relationship getting better. I really liked the whole convo between Harvey and his dad. That was awesome. I also loved the fight between Void Knight's Sporix army and the Rangers, and that was amazing. This was just a build-up episode, but a great one. Episode 7 marks debut of Terra Smash Ultrazord, and we also got to see Void Queen overpowering Void Knight and also the Rangers using Dino daggers. We also see Ollie realizing his faults and learning to accept different things. Void Queen blackmails Void Knight to attack humans and also destroys the spaceship that Void Knight made for Void Queen to fly back to their planet. After agreeing with Void Queen, Void Knight regrets and shifts his side. Yes, we saw Void Knight helping the Rangers. Now it looks like Sporix has mutated Void Queen too much. This was a solid episode and I really like the way dynamics have changed now. Episode 8 was another filler episode but with a great storyline. We saw Void Queen taking over the Sporix army and Void Knight's generals. She also addressed Void Knight as a traitor and asked her army to find Void Knight and punish him. Meanwhile, we saw Void Knight running from Sporix and Void Queen and also helping the Rangers. The dialogues again were amazing. I loved the convo between Void Knight and Rangers. Also in this episode, my prediction about Void Knight fate turns out to be true. In this episode, we see the debut of Void Queen's new general Snag-Eye, debut of Dino Fury Night Armor, and Void Knight sharing his story, apologizing, fighting, and sacrificing for the Rangers. This episode was epic. I loved the way Zato reacted to Void Knight and later how he trusted him. In this episode, we got cool Sentai footage, and yeah, in the end of the episode, we saw White Queen taking back White Knight to the base. I really loved all the unmorphed conversations between the Rangers and the White Knight. They were completely amazing, especially when White Knight and Zato had their hands together. In episode 10, we see the debut of Dino Fury Primal Ultrazord and White Queen imprisoning the White Knight. In this episode, we also see White Queen addressing herself as Mother Sporix, so now I think the Sporix is completely into her mind. This episode basically had reused Senai footage and was a filler episode, but the camera angles in some original footage were too creative and great. In episode 11, we see White Queen forcibly turning White Knight into White King. The Rangers fail to save him, and that's sad, but yes, it has to go so for the story to move further. We also see Harvey as the Red Ranger in armor suit that is Dino Knight form, and we see him fighting with Zato as the Red Ranger. That was an epic fight, and I really enjoyed watching it. This was a more phenomenal episode, and I enjoyed it completely. Honestly, I really loved the whole season 2 part 1 and it was superb. I'm I'm actually in love with Dino Fury right now. I can really watch all of these episodes on loop. I must say that Power Rangers franchise is in right hands. Honestly, I really want to know what happens next and I can't wait for Dino Fury season 2 part 2. By the way, did you watch all the episodes of Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2 available on Netflix? If yes, rate this season out of 10 in the comment section below. I'll surely do some detailed review of these episodes soon in the coming week. By the way, thanks for watching the video. Have a great day ahead.